Guys, the reason why I choose to do what I do is because cancer is something that people are afraid of. And I was also afraid of cancer. I would say sometimes, I should not lie. I encourage people. Many people say, oh, you're strong, oh, you're courageous. I am not strong, I am not courageous. I have my low moments. I always have my lowest moments. And in my low moments, I normally know that I am psychologically not okay when I start eating things that I'm not supposed to eat, or when I'm just stressed, I'm not happy. Then I will know something is happening to me. Okay, I will go down, increase my reading of the Bible, increase my singing, my listening to my audio Bible, and I will pray and ask people to help me pray. But also I will seek help. It is that time that I will reach out to my primary care and say, hey, I need to see the psychiatrist again. Hey, I need to see a therapist. All right. So I share all that because, especially from the Black community, we tend to believe that seeing a therapist or seeing a psychiatrist is something out of our culture. Okay. No. Seeing a psychiatrist, seeing a therapist, seeing a counselor is something good. If your insurance pays it, or you can afford to go, especially if you're going through, diseases or illnesses that generally people are afraid of. People associate them with death. People associate them with finality of life. Therapists and counselors are the best people to talk to because they will not judge you in any way, because they don't know you. They don't know you. They're only meeting you professionally, a doctor and a patient. Okay, so those are resources that I use, that I always encourage people to use. Okay, so having introduced myself and told you who I am, for the people who are coming here for the first time, but there are people here who see me. So I want to tell you today, I want to share about aspirin, and I want to talk about baby aspirin. How many of you use baby aspirin? I've had people who are prone to get heart attacks or things like that, blood, because there's someone who uses baby aspirin. I see her right there. My brother, my elder brother, we heart issues and heart problems run in our family. That one runs in our family. My dad, who passed away in 2016, had some heart issues. My mom has some heart issues. My brother, my sister, and recently I was also diagnosed with tachycardia, irregular palpitations of the heart, which they say is nothing, it's not dangerous, but they're just controlling it. However, you can see heart runs in my family. Now, my brother, with his hypertension, and he had a stroke once, he was told to take baby aspirin. Okay. So that's where I started seeing the baby aspirin. He refused to take it anyway, but the doctor told him, his cardiologist told him, hey, you need to be taking baby aspirin once each day. And then I had a pastor also who had, I don't know, she had problems with blood clot or something, and she was told to take baby aspirin. All right. I just used to hear all that. And then I was diagnosed with cancer. So when I was diagnosed with cancer, and I'm someone who loves doing research. I love studying, I love reading and finding out things. And by the way, I'm not that of a Google person. No, I'm not a Google person. And I would tell you, if you've been diagnosed with cancer or something that is life-threatening, don't rush to Google, because when you rush to Google will actually be directing you to your grave. Google will make you go into Amazon or Temu or all those places to look at all those beautiful white clothes or clothes that you'd like to be buried in. All right. So I try to avoid Google so much, especially being that I had a very rare kind of breast cancer tumor, the one they say is really dangerous. I had a bit of it. Majority was estrogen, but it doesn't matter whether majority or minority, that you have triple negative, so I had a triple negative. So I don't want to read about triple negative on Google, because you go reading about triple negative, Google will tell you, hey, go choose the color of your casket. Oh, I don't want to choose the color of my casket. So then, in doing my research, I come across a study on baby aspirin. And I'm like, baby aspirin? Baby aspirin, cancer, how? How are they related? So I said, let me dig in. And at that time, I'm about to finish my chemotherapy. So I'm digging in to know, at that time I never used to call myself Thrive. I used to call myself, I'm close to getting to, that survival place before my doctor explained those terms to me. So I'm digging through things that I could do after treatment. And then I bump into this study on baby aspirin. So I say, let me read more about it. So in reading this, I find that in the study, there's this group of women, and it was a study on breast cancer, okay? So at that point, I did not know that my own hospital had done a study on baby aspirin. So I was just reading about something else. So I read this, and it talks about baby aspirin in relation to breast cancer metastasis. And I'm like, And I'm like, I would not want a metastasis to happen. Then I should start taking baby aspirin. But I am that person who does not start taking anything until I consult with my doctor. So you will see whenever I'm live, you see people coming, you need to start taking this, you need to. Let me tell you, the moment you get cancer, or people know you got cancer, that is when they'll tell you everything that you need to take. Some will even tell you, go look for a white donkey and drink the urine of a white donkey, and you will be fine. Or you need to get chicken that produces milk and drink the milk. I tell you, having cancer, you can hear everything in this world. So with that study, I said, I want to take baby aspirin too, because they talk about baby aspirin in relation to prevention of metastasis. And I want you guys, whatever I say, don't do. I normally say, whatever I say or you hear me saying, don't do it. Go and do your research and ask your medical team. Bless you too. Ask your medical team. Because that's what I do. I ask. Because when you ask, before you take something, of course, they are the ones who know your condition, what your body can take, what this body can take, and what this body has gone through. Exactly. You see, Bell Ringer says they started taking baby aspirin and got a brain bleed. That's why I'm saying you have to ask. Because for me, I've taken baby aspirin for over a year, close to 2 years now. So I went in to see my doctor for my regular checkup, and I brought that topic up. I asked her, and my doctor is a wonderful Nigerian doctor. I love her, Dr. Oluchi Oki. If you are going, they give kidney failure, I'm telling you, the moment you get something life-threatening, and you find something that has been proven to help prevent something, my dear, for me, I will go for it. Because many things cause something, but those many things don't cause something to everybody. That is why you have to consult with your doctor. Don't just jump into something to do it because people are doing it. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are people who cannot, for instance, now for me, I was given anastrozole as my first point of estrogen therapy. Anastrozole. Okay? Anastrozole. However, anastrozole terribly reduced my bone density that I am soon, I believe tomorrow, I should be starting my first dose of bone treatment. Because if I don't start, then I may get osteoporosis. I like sharing. What is it in my life to hide after I get cancer? Is there something worse than cancer in this world? Why should I hide it? I don't hide. I share so that somebody may learn. So that is anastrozole. However, you can imagine there are people who have taken anastrozole even for 4 or 5 years, and their bones have never reduced. They've never had reduced bone density. Okay? So people are different. For me, I don't assume things. I don't assume things. Okay, that is why I'm saying you have to consult with the doctor. So I did consult with my doctor, and it was interesting. And I want you guys to read these studies. It's interesting to read these studies after you've been diagnosed, or even before, for your loved ones, just to get knowledge. It's good to read a lot of research papers to see what research says about different topics. And so when I told my doctor, Dr. Oki, it was interesting for her to tell me that MD Anderson had also conducted a study on aspirin and metastasis. Aspirin and metastasis. I'm like, what? You guys also did that study? But then she had a caveat to that. She said the only big thing is, when they conducted the study, they only conducted the study for, I think, for about 3 years. So they did not do a lengthy longitudinal study. Okay? Such studies are important. It is important to do such studies in, for a good number of years, maybe 6 to 10 years, so that they look at the effect of aspirin on women, diagnosed and having been treated for breast cancer, taking aspirin, and then they have this other group that does not take aspirin, and then they follow these women for close to 10 years and see the effect, see the difference between this group and this group. That's how those studies are. So MD Anderson did that study, but they did not conduct it for a long time. They only did it for 3 years. Okay. Now for me, I'm telling you, just the simple fact that MD Anderson actually also undertook that study, I started taking baby aspirin. I took it. My doctor told me, go ahead, take it. It is okay. And I started taking it. Then one time, because I developed gastrointestinal issues, I'm telling you, after cancer treatment, you develop a lot of things. So I developed GI issues, constipation, and all these things. And then my GI did for me, colonoscopy, just to make sure everything is okay. Because many times, women who've developed breast cancer may develop colon cancer. There's also a study on that. So you go look for studies that compare breast cancer with colon cancer and see what such findings are. So in talking to the GI doctor, I asked him about baby aspirin. And then he also tells me something else. Again, this is a study. He says, oh yeah, it has been found that people who take baby aspirin, but you have to have taken it for, I don't know if he meant for about 10 years. Yeah, he said for about 10 years, it reduces the likelihood of developing colon cancer. Yeah, it reduces the likelihood of developing colon cancer. So when this doctor shared this with me, and then I remember the study that was conducted that I read, and then I remembered my oncologist telling me that they also did this study in MD Anderson relating, aspirin and metastasis of cancer after treatment. Then that in itself gave me a go-ahead to use it. So tonight I just wanted to talk about that topic, and get to hear. I know a number of people have told me they take baby aspirin. Why do you take baby aspirin? Personally, I take it for that reason, for metastasis reason. Hey, Diana also takes baby aspirin because doctor said it thins. Exactly, Diane. I like I said, I had a pastor who also takes it because the thinning of the blood, because she's prone to blood clots. So baby aspirin, and not as the actual whole aspirin, but the baby aspirin, I have realized that it has a lot of health benefits. However, my however comes here. You have to consult your doctor. Like I was saying, if you want to find out more about it, ask your doctor about it. Plus, if you are reading anything about baby aspirin, I would encourage you, please read actual research studies, okay? Go to the American Cancer Society and go to all those sites that are very rich in actual studies and then see what they say about things that you'd want to start using. Do not just go and start using something because, oh, I had someone saying they're using it. Oh, I had someone saying they're using it. You may hear someone who has never been affected by anything using it for a different reason. Then you go start using it, yet it is not good for you. And it may end up harming you. Okay?